of media and YouTube. They can't hear me now. I need to press the push to talk. So there is this issue of me playing around. So we have Soteria, we have Kento with us. We're gonna introduce him formally soon after I press the button. Oi, Kento left. What happened? Hey, what's up? What's up?
Hey, sorry, I got disconnected. Fine now.
Beautiful. Okay. So I think we're live on Twitch, we're live on YouTube, we are live on media, and of course our Discord stage is visible to everybody on Discord, even if they are not crypto natives or Solana natives. Doesn't matter. They can find it on the list, and yeah, we can start. Kento, very nice to have you here. UXD protocol, former Soteria. You participated in the hackathon, and you are cooking a new stablecoin in Solana. Introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Great to have you around us.
Thanks for inviting me. Excited to talk here. I always want to talk with you, and finally I had the chance, so really excited.
So, tell us about your project. Tell us about stablecoins and what kind of problem you are fixing.
Me?
Yeah, I can hear you well. How about you? Can you hear me? I can hear you. I think the other everybody in the audience can hear me, and yeah, if there is an issue, it has to be, I think, on your side. Can you hear me, Kento? That's.
Yeah, I can.
Can you hear me?
I can. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. I don't know. Nothing changed on my side. Let's restart.
Okay.
So, welcome to Grape protocol. Welcome on the stage. Introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about UXD protocol, former Soteria.
Yeah, so my name is Kento. I'm the founder of UXD protocol, formerly known as Soteria. And basically the one sentence pitch is that it's an algorithmic stablecoin that's backed 100% by a delta neutral position. So that's like the one sentence pitch. And I started working on the idea. I came up with the idea last year during summer. And from there, I've been working on it ever since then. And we now have a team working on the project.
Tell us a little bit about your background. How did you start looking at these niche subjects? Were you in crypto before, or this got you in? How did everything fall into place?
Yeah, so I used to work at a cryptocurrency exchange in Japan called Bitflyer. So I got into crypto in 2017, mid 2017, and I joined the cryptocurrency exchange, and I was working in business development. And from there, I started this project in mid 2020 during summer, and I've been working on this since then.
Beautiful. So this project kind of brought you into like in touch with your building side in the crypto space. You had no. You were mostly into the exchange, the business development, the investing maybe, but this is your first attempt in the builder side.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like so when I was exchange, I was like doing like product management and research. So I would come up with also did like sales to hedge funds that were like trading on our platform. So more on the business development side, but now just trying to build out the stablecoin right now.
And are you alone in this mission, or you have team members?
We have it's currently there's like 4 devs working on it, and community managers and marketers working on it. So now it's a pretty big team. I would say around 8 people total.
Awesome. You also have closed your seed round, so you have your funding, and you have enough funds to start changing the stablecoin scene.
Yeah. We haven't announced our funding yet, but we will announce very soon. Yeah.
Very nice. And what about Solana? How did you end up in Solana?
So it was in I think it was this year, probably around March. I think it was March or February. And I came across like this grant program on Solana Foundation, and I just sent a pitch for the Delta neutral backed stablecoin. And basically, like the Delta neutral backed stablecoin is an idea that basically there's this one VC that's very interested in it, and one of the guys that worked at Solana Foundation used to work at that VC. And he immediately became interested. He like wanted to be part of it, and then that's how it kind of like started to become built on Solana.
Was it Kulin? No, okay. He's a guy from Solana Labs that used to work in a big VC that really likes stablecoins.
Hey man, can you?
Can you hear me? I think we have some connection issues. Hello, Kento. What's going on? You've been disconnecting. Hello?
Sorry, man.
Worry not.
Yeah.
Some technical difficulties, nothing that can't be solved. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now perfectly.
Very nice. So you told us about the origin story of Soteria. It did not start for the hackathon, right? It, as you said, it started earlier, but the hackathon gave you an opportunity to demonstrate what you're building.
Yeah. So we created for the hackathon. We created a perpetual swap. Just for the hackathon, we created it. One of the we collaborated with like several engineers. One of the engineers now working at Solana, but we basically just created that just for fun. And now we're just working on the stablecoin itself.
So since you embarked on this mission, it hasn't changed. You started with the idea of making a delta neutral position stablecoin that, and you've been solving all the milestones. You haven't changed directions. Nothing has steered you away.
Yeah. The basic concept hasn't changed. We first created like this beta for like a stablecoin that's backed by delta neutral position, but we take custody of user funds, and that was released in May, and it's now closed. But that was like the initial beta version that we created, and now we're just building it on Solana natively and integrating with derivative DEX on Solana, and to make it completely non-custodial and decentralized.
Beautiful. And where do you see Soteria? Like, when do you see Soteria launching? When do you see it being active in the market and having use cases? What's the timeline?
So we plan on releasing UXD for testnet in September, and mainnet in October. And before that, early September or late August, we have several announcements and some other side projects that we are currently developing to gain to create a community. But the main product, the main testnet at least, will be on in September.
And where do you see like UXD fit in today's DeFi ecosystem, DeFi landscape in Solana?
Yeah, so right now, like there is no trustless algorithmic stablecoin that's issued natively on Solana. You have, say, Luna UST on Solana, but they are using Wormhole, so it's not issued natively. There's also Frax, but that's also not issued natively. And so our goal is to become the native algorithmic stablecoin on Solana and try to become the biggest one there.
So you're not competing with Pi or the other centralized solutions in stablecoins like USDT and USDC?
I mean, it depends. Like in a loose word, you could say that we're competing with all these other stablecoins. But since no one has actually created a Delta backed stablecoin on Solana or on any other chain, we think in the beginning people will just will use it just for just because it's new, and then later on, I think there will be competition with other stablecoins.
Can you explain a little bit how, and to everybody also in the audience that hasn't read the white paper, how is the peg maintained? What are the mechanics behind the maintenance of the peg? Give us some examples. From what I understand, it happens with Bitcoin. So you take positions, a short and a long position on Bitcoin. But if you could explain it, I'm sure you're gonna put it in better words.
Sorry, man. Can you repeat that question?
Yeah, definitely. If you could explain in your words how the peg is maintained. The stablecoin peg.
The stablecoin type is with what? Sorry, I couldn't hear.
Yeah, how do you maintain the peg? How do you keep it stable? Give us examples. I understand it happens with a Bitcoin position, a short and a long position.
Yeah. So let me use Bitcoin.
No, you are dropping. You have really bad signal.
Okay.
If you could start again, if you could start from the beginning.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so let me use Bitcoin as an example, but we can use other assets. We can use Sol or Serum or ETH. So let's say Bitcoin is trading at 45,000 and you want to issue UXD. If you have one BTC, you can issue 45,000 UXD. You will deposit that BTC into the app, and basically that BTC will be sent to a derivative DEX on Solana. We plan on integrating with Mango markets in the beginning, and basically that one BTC will be used as collateral to short one BTC perpetual swap, and then that creates the delta in your position. Now, if the price of Bitcoin goes up, we lose money on the short position, but the BTC in collateral increases in value, which makes up for the loss. If the price of Bitcoin goes down, the short position makes money and makes up for the loss on the collateral. So it's always, the P&L is always zero. So which means that you can always redeem your UXD for an equivalent amount of BTC. So that's how it pegs the value.
Is there any scenario that this is that the peg is lost in some volatile movement, some I don't know, oracle fail? Is there any scenario?
Yeah, like if there's like a smart contract risk on Mango markets or on our side, we could lose our funds.
That's something that can be said for any protocol. In the end of the day, the smart contract risk.
Yeah, in general, like it doesn't matter like how fast the price of Bitcoin moves. Like it can go up like 100% in a single day. It will still not lose its peg. So like it's most of the risk is smart contract related.
Is there a way that the funding rate can ruin your plan? Like if it is on the
Yeah.
perpetual, how do you, if the rate is against you, how do you keep it stable?
Yeah, so the funding rate is basically either positive or negative. When it's positive, that funding rate is paid out to UXD holders. So UXD holders' balance will increase by the funding rate. When the funding rate is negative, that negative rate will be paid out from an insurance fund. And the insurance fund will be created by us, and we will have a funding mechanism that will ensure that the insurance fund is always above zero. But if there's, for any reason, the insurance fund goes to zero, we will do an auction of governance tokens that replenish the funds.
Tell us more about these governance tokens which you just mentioned.
Okay, so basically the governance token will be used first to vote on proposals. So you'll be able to vote on, say, which derivative decks you want to integrate with, which assets you want to use that backs the stablecoin. So you'll be able to do the normal governance things, basically. And then also, this will not be supported in the beginning, but the interest payments from the delta neutral position can be distributed to governance token holders. And so this can be decided on a vote, basically. So those are the basics. So there will be the governance function and then also the revenue function.
But the revenue function will be voted by the DAO for legal reasons, I assume.
Yeah, exactly. We can't say that. We can't implement that in the beginning.
Yeah,
so
you can't issue
be...
you cannot issue unregistered securities. Obviously, it's. But yeah, you can allow that the DAO later can actually connect profitability of the protocol with the holders of the token. How is the token going to be called, and how is the stablecoin going to be called?
So the stablecoin will be called UXD, and the governance token will be called UXP. So P for protocol.
Really nice. And how are you going to, like? Are you going to incentivize people on depositing liquidity in your protocol in order to mint stablecoins?
Yeah. There will be a liquidity mining program, basically, which will incentivize users to issue UXD. And also, we will integrate with the major stablecoin swaps on Solana. And then we will do dual liquidity mining, basically, which will incentivize people to use UXD. So we already have a lot planned. We're in talks with the major stablecoin swap protocols, and so that's kind of how we plan on gaining traction.
So you're in talks with Mercurial and Saber?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, I mean, basically. Yeah.
I mean, you said that these are the only two stablecoin swaps. That's beautiful, man. Beautiful. That's awesome. Like, really bullish on what's happening also on Solana. What's your take on the explosion of DeFi in Solana? Where do you attribute this explosion?
Yeah, I think like I mean, Solana is exploding recently, but even like from the hackathon, there were a lot of people working on it, and I work with like really smart people behind the scenes. I'm just like the people that used to work at like hedge funds or high frequency traders are increasingly moving onto Solana. They're building on top of projects on Solana. And so like there are people who compare Solana to Binance Smart Chain, for instance, but if you look at the people who are building on it, it's just completely different. And so I think the recent price increase in Solana is a reflection of the quality of people working on it. And I think, just very fast and cheap transactions enable collab, basically like Serum type order books, which is just which is better than AMMs for volatile assets, at least. And so I think Solana is an ideal platform for DeFi.
Yeah, we totally agree here. The audience, myself, whales tales viewers for sure, for sure.
Yeah.
Any other partnerships in the Solana DeFi that we'll see in the beginning with UXD?
I think like the very beginning, it's Mango markets. Like the initial DEX that we will integrate with will be Mango markets, and then there will be others, some that I've already mentioned. But yeah, we will start with those protocols first.
Like, are you looking also to have your stablecoin be used, for example, for Metaplex transactions and NFTs, and have like the all these
Yeah,
USDC pairs maybe one day switch or also maintain UXD pairs?
yeah, like having UXD be used on NFT platforms would be great, obviously. But like right now, like Metaplex, they're using Sol, I think, and it just, I think it takes time for NFT platforms to use stablecoins. They tend to prefer the native currency. So the very first thing that for integration is exchanges, derivative exchanges, or I mean dexes in general. So like getting a UXD pair on Serum and having the major pairs traded against it um, will be the first step, and then next step will be having UXD used as collateral to trade derivatives. So for instance, if you can use UXD as collateral to trade, say, a Sol perp or ETH perp or anything, you can use UXD as collateral, earn interest from the delta neutral position from the funding rate, and then also use that collateral and say like long Sol, like 5x or something like that. Which case your collateral is used more efficiently than using USDC. Like if you use USDC as collateral, you don't earn interest on it. Whereas if you use UXD as collateral, you earn the interest and then have the same economic effect. So
That's
those are interesting applications, I think.
Yeah, that's an interesting value proposition, earning interest while using my capital. It's very, very interesting. It's the beauty of the synthetic dollar.
Yeah. Synthetic. I think it's very underexplored. But like basically, delta neutral position should be fungible, right? A delta neutral position on say FTX is not the same as a delta neutral position on Binance. But if you create a delta neutral backed stablecoin, it becomes fungible. And once it's fungible, you can move that around to other platforms. And I think that's just kind of interesting and something that has never been done before.
Is anything audited from the all this amazing innovation that you're building? Are you planning on
Yeah,
auditing
yeah.
the contracts? What's the story behind that?
Yeah, we are already working with an auditor, and we already have them reserved. So yeah, we will have an audit ready when we hopefully by when we launch, but it will definitely be audited.
Very nice, really, really nice. I'm any liquidity aggregators that you've been speaking to? We've been seeing quite a few popping left and right.
I haven't talked with the liquidity aggregators or I think like these Yearn type projects.
Yeah,
I haven't been talking. Yeah, I haven't talked with them yet. I should definitely talk with them for sure. Yeah, I would definitely want to talk with them. I'll ask maybe one of my investors.
And how does the protocol make money for you? You know, how does for the people like what's in it? You know, how would you
Yeah,
connect this profitability? What's left for you to build
right.
more things?
Yeah, so if you are bullish on the project, you would buy the governance token. So we will probably do an IDO. I can't say for sure, but very likely that we do an IDO. And we definitely want the community to be able to participate at an early stage. And so we will have some kind of way to distribute the governance tokens to the community. And basically, if you are bullish on the project, the governance token is basically the bet. And the more UXD that's issued, the more the interest rate is paid out basically to UXD holders, and in the future to the governance token holders. And so that is how basically the protocol makes money. You could say the delta neutral position.
That's really, really interesting. Do you have anything to tell us on the tokenomics? Anything out of, the classic tokenomics we see? Anything like any detail, or it's too early? Hello?
Hello?
Okay. Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Can you tell us
Yeah.
anything about the tokenomics? Anything about your plans on when the token will be dropping, and like, should we expect it before the stablecoin circulating, or
Yeah.
these are events that are connected?
Yeah, so tokenomics. So at least 50% will be distributed to the community through the green mining. And we will have some kind of hopefully other ways of distributing tokens to the community. But yeah, it's a pretty standard tokenomics that you see from that you see in on other projects, basically DeFi projects. We will release a more detailed tokenomics soon once the governance token is out, or right before the governance token is out. Yeah, that's the basic idea of the tokenomics.
Any estimate on the starting valuation of the project?
I have no idea. Like it depends. It depends on like the price of how people buy it. So yeah, I don't know what the valuation is going to be in the beginning, at least.
Okay. I hope it's small enough for us to be able to tap into it.
Yeah, I totally like. Yeah, I mean, obviously the community wants to get in at a lower price, and we obviously want to try to accommodate that in some way. Um, at the same time, like setting a price leads to like these situations where people can't get in, and they can only get like I don't know, a few $100s worth of tokens, which is not ideal. And so hopefully we can do a way where users are compensated well.
Nice. And like, where do you see UXD in 2 years down the road? Like, is it going to be a Solana only project? Is it going to look on other chains, on other DeFi opportunities?
Yeah, I mean, 2 years is pretty short, so maybe it might still be a Solana only project where we try to integrate with every DeFi project and also try to get on exchanges. But in the future, yes, like it will be multi. I believe that the future is multi-chain, and so we plan on having UXT issued on other chains. And I have a bunch of ideas on how to implement that, or to make it in a way that the community is happy about it. Because so I'll make it in a way that so the people who own the governance tokens on Solana will benefit from it going multi-chain. And so I have some cool ideas about that. But yeah, in the future, we will move into like a multi-chain token stablecoin.
Beautiful. That's. I like how you said that 1 2 years is a short time frame, while in crypto 1 2 years is like a decade at least.
Yeah, like yeah, it's insane. Like in crypto, like yeah, like a week is like a year, I guess. Like I can't yeah, like every week like the price changes so much that I don't even know what happened like a month ago.
Yeah, it keeps us on our toes.
Yeah.
So do you see the future of DeFi being dominated by algorithmic stablecoins? Do you see all the centralized solutions going away?
It depends on how regulators act. If regulators become really like strict on centralized stablecoins like USDT, USDC, then it will be algo stablecoins will become much more central. Whereas if not, then I think people will still continue to use centralized stablecoins to a certain extent. But like the current situation where you have like 90% of the total stablecoin um, composed of centralized stablecoins, and the rest 10% algo or like DAI kind of stablecoins is not sustainable. And there's no algo stablecoin that has an obvious lead in the algo market. most of them have like these very big flaws, which has to be addressed before an algo stablecoin can become really big.
But don't like I totally agree on that it's not sustainable to have this huge market shares from decentralized solutions, at least for the future of DeFi. Just because it is the biggest risk is stablecoin regulation for DeFi at the moment. So
Yeah.
you guys are solving this, so I'm really excited to see all these experiments. See how they're going to evolve and where we're gonna go.
Yeah, I think, yeah, we have a very interesting alternative to other algo stablecoins. It's stablecoin market's currently like $120 billion market cap, and it's grown like 10x over the last year. And so it should be a very big market, and something that if we were able to gain a meaningful market share, people will be very interested. I think there's a lot of upside.
But how do you police this market? Because okay, you're a smart guy. Came up with a solution that is it's the peg is, let's say, at least in theory, stable. But how do you protect the community from iron dollars, and partially backed stable coins and other experiments? How will the community self police to pick UXD instead of iron dollar?
Yeah, I mean, I think education is important, and it's something that we have to prove with time. So basically, people um, use the stable coin, and then like if it's stable for a very long period of time, they understand, they know that it's stable. If you have like a basic understanding of derivatives, you would know that like UXD will be stable just because it's based on like basic finance. And so theoretically, it should be stable. And I think over the long run, once we prove that it's stable, people will start using it more and more.
Yeah, of course, definitely a good track record will increase holders, but the future is problematic if too many experiments are encouraged in stablecoins. We saw this partially backed things were a great harm for the markets that crashed.
Yeah, the Iron Bank was one of those examples. Like basically, like these stable coins that are backed by governance tokens are basically like in derivatives lingo, it's called short gamma, where if the price of the governance tokens decrease, then the likelihood that the peg doesn't hold its value increases because you have to sell more of the governance tokens to redeem the users, and then which creates even more selling pressure on the governance token, which leads to even more governance tokens had to be sold in the market to redeem the stablecoin redeemers. And so like the situation where the solution, the algo stablecoins, which tries to peg the price using governance tokens, their own native governance tokens as a backstop, is not sustainable. And one of the good things about UXD is that it doesn't rely on a governance token at all. It's completely unrelated. And so it's more likely to hold the peg.
Would you ever hold your money in a partially backed stablecoin like the example before?
Personally, no. I think it's. I just don't think there's a merit to doing that, to be honest.
I mean, as were you laughing when you saw this, the collapse of this peg?
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, I think it's kind of funny. I mean, crypto is kind of like funny because you have these projects where like a lot of people ape in and people lose money, and I mean I guess you're not supposed to laugh at it, but it is kind of like funny in a way where you have so much money flying into these projects.
What about that loss of peg of the UST somewhere in May, I think, end of May? Any comments on this one?
USD?
USD, the Terra USD.
Oh yeah, Terra. Yeah. So yeah, Terra is also backed by a governance token. So they're backed by Luna, and basically the mechanism is that if you want to issue one UST, you need to put $1 worth of Luna, and then you get the one UST. And if you want to redeem the one UST, you get $1 worth of Luna. And what happened in May? What happened in May was the whole entire crypto market crashed and the price of Luna went down a lot. And then when people wanted to redeem UST, they would get the Luna, and then they would sell it, right? Get USDT or some other stablecoin. And that would create selling pressure on Luna, which decreases the price, which then requires even more Luna to redeem the next guy who wants to redeem UST. And so which then created this whole flash crash in the price of Luna. Now, what happens then is people become worried that UST is not backed 100% by Luna. Basically, there's a small chance that Luna basically goes to like this very low number, which then means that UST holders will not be redeemed, which then incentivizes people to be okay with redeeming or selling the UST at open market for say 99 cents or 98 cents. And then that went to 90 cents basically. So it's basically like this situation where the price of Luna goes down a lot, then there's this risk that you don't get it all back.
And so a different flavor from the same flavor from the iron dollar story then, once again,
Yeah.
same thing.
Yes, same flavor, yeah.
What about UXD? Any similar projects in Ethereum or in Polygon or in BSC?
So far, no one's doing it. I think the reason is it's very difficult to integrate with derivative dexes. They don't accept most derivative dexes only accept USDC as collateral or USDT. So you just can't create a delta neutral position. It's actually quite difficult. So I think that's like one of the reasons people are not doing it.
So Solana is the place to do it because of it has to be, right?
Yeah, Mango Markets supports will support multiple assets, which is why we're able to do it.
What's your thought on the Mango sale and the recent valuation, since you are such a close partner and it enables your protocol as well? Is the $200 million starting valuation something that's explainable?
So I really like Mango Markets. So I'm a huge fan of Mango Markets because their perpetual swap is integrated with their spot and their lending markets. And they're an exchange, but they're also like a prime broker. So they have all these functions rolled into one. You can deposit assets, earn yield. You can borrow assets and pay some yield to get it. So like they're like this prime brokerage and exchange rolled into one. And so I think it's a very good DEX financial platform. I also participated in the Mango IDO, and the price is over the Mango IDO currently. It's currently priced around like 5%. So it's around like 100 billion. It's currently valued around 200 million with like 2 billion FDV. And I think that's totally reasonable. I don't think, like, obviously you have to do your own research, obviously, but I don't think it's unreasonable at all.
Nice. That's thank you. These comments are very valuable. Thank you so much. I take this as alpha.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Mango.
I've heard this from so many people that are working with Mango Markets. Like I was talking to Matt from Leak Protocol, also a huge fan of Mango.
Yeah, they're very good. They're very helpful. They work very hard. They're very motivated. Yeah, I mean, I understand why a lot of people are really like the Mango. It's just a great platform.
It's pretty awesome. I think I'm gonna have to increase my Mango share. Anything you would like to tell the world? Any promotional events? Anything that is happening in your servers, in your channels, in your Medium posts? I don't know.
Yeah. Basically, in August, we'll have some interesting announcements, and some side event kind of thing. Not event, but like a side project kind of thing going on. I would say stay tuned for that. Join our Discord, follow us on Twitter, and you will, and then yeah, I think it'll be very interesting and like something that a lot of people can participate into. So stay tuned for that.
Definitely, we will. We will. We are supporting all those protocols that are kickstarting Solana DeFi. We've been here since the beginning, and we're gonna stay. We're gonna farm.
Yeah. I think Solana is going to be huge. I mean, it's already like becoming really big. But yeah, I think over the next 6 months, there's going to be a lot of projects releasing their initial product.
Any predictions about about Solana price this cycle, if the cycle holds, of course?
I don't know. Like, I don't know what the price is going to be. I mean,
Are we gonna eat Cardano's place?
it should. It definitely should. I mean, Cardano has nothing, right?
I'm there with you, man. But that's what times 6 in price if we go to number 4 in market cap. I think
Yeah,
Solana deserves it.
Yeah, Solana at 300. I mean, that's like what? That's like $100 billion. Yeah, 100 bill.
67 billion, and
Yeah.
you're above Cardano.
Cardano, yeah, it's like 4x, 5x of Solana.
So do you think this is feasible? This cycle?
Oh yeah, I think it's totally possible that it reaches like 100 bill FDV, which is like a 3x from here, 4x. I think that's totally possible. I mean, you never know with the price. I mean, like in the end, like all crypto projects are tied to the price of Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin goes down, everything goes down. Like that's just the way it is.
Definitely agree.
But yeah, but like Solana has outperformed Bitcoin. Obviously, like if you look at it, the long-term chart, it's insane. And I see some decoupling going on. So I think it's really like starting to get momentum.
Indeed. I hope this is going to continue. Any DeFi strategies you're following, or you're anything what you're doing? How are you playing DeFi? Give us some
Yeah,
DeFi strategy here.
sure. I mean, it depends on your risk appetite, obviously. There's several plays, I think. One is to just buy like governance tokens on Solana, whatever you want. It could be anything. Like you could buy these. Like if you find a project that's interesting, you could buy that. Another one is if you don't want to take that much risk, liquidity mining on Saber or Mercurial is really good. You could earn like these are stablecoin swap pairs. So basically, you can earn like 30% to like 40% with basically zero risk right now. But just by providing liquidity. So that's very high, I think.
Definitely
Yeah,
agree.
I mean, other things. If you provide liquidity for volatile assets, you have to be worried about impermanent loss, which is actually quite difficult to model. So when I do liquidity mining, I always just do it on stablecoin swaps. But yeah, I think you should make those are the bets that I would make. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Mango, so I think Mango is still undervalued, to be honest. And these are not financial advice, obviously.
Definitely, this is
But
just a friendly
yeah,
talk.
I really
This
like
is
Mango
of
Market.
course no financial advice. Have you tried the liquid staking in Solana?
Oh yeah. Marinade.
Yeah, Marinade. Marinade's the first. There
Yeah.
is also Socian, and a couple more coming.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've tried Marinade. So what I did was I staked Sol on Marinade and then provided liquidity on Saber. That's like probably the alpha because you earn like 20% from liquidity mining on Saber plus you earn the staking from interest from the marinade. So that's like, that's probably the highest way to get interest from your soul.
Yes, definitely. This is what I'm doing, and I think most of the viewers of the stream are doing exactly that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good strategy for sure.
Maybe you can explain to me this before we close the AMA. So if you go through that Saber strategy and you do the liquid sol, M-sol, sol vault, you are allowed to deposit 100% of M-sol or 100% of sol. When you do that, does the pool take you through the AMM to trade half of your stake for the other side of the pool? Or you'll be earning the 6.7% that Marinade gives you on the 100% of MSOL you provided with the pool, despite the pool being unbalanced? How do these mechanics play out? It's a complicated question.
Yeah, I don't know that. That's a good question. Like I just provided MSOL, and I went to Marinade and asked them, like, if you earn interest, if you have MSOL and you provide liquidity on Saber, you earn interest both from the staking and the Saber liquidity mining, and they said yes. But I don't know what would happen if you just provide liquidity by putting Sol in the MSOL Sol pair.
Because theoretically,
theoretically,
it sells half your MSOL. If you deposited just MSOL, it sold half of your MSOL for the other, the other side of the pool, the other 50% of the value. So I'm not sure.
I mean, but like,
yeah, otherwise it would be completely unbalanced. It has to maintain a specific.
But like, if you let me, I'm on Saber right now, but like a lot of these pools, they are imbalanced, right? Like let me check.
Yeah, they are like 60, 63, 37 or 57, 53. It's not, they're not perfectly balanced. I totally understand it. But that means that there is a slight gain when you provide the other side of like what's missing from the pool. So Saber has a hidden fee if you provide the asset that is already in abundance. This hidden fee makes me think that you go through the AMM.
I mean, so I think so. Basically, if you provide the asset that's lower in ratio, like let's say there's 40% SOL, 40% MSOL, and 60% SOL in the pool, and you provide MSOL, you get a bonus. If you provide SOL, you pay a penalty.
Exactly.
And basically and so if you provide MSOL, you get a reward, which is based from the penalty that the other guy pays. But it's not swapped, right? Like the SOL is not swapped into MSOL, and like it's not always 50%, 50%. But back to your question about like what happens if you provide SOL to the MSOL SOL pool. I don't know if you receive the staking returns. I don't know.
I am provided 50-50. I put like 50% MSOL, 50% SOL. I didn't even think that you can go 100% in the beginning. I thought it was just a normal pool, okay, 50% of that, 50% of that.
Yeah, you apparently can. I normally just, like, for instance, if I do USDC, USDT pool, I just provide like, say, USDT 100%. And then it's still imbalanced. Yeah, I mean, back to the question of whether you receive staking rewards, I don't know.
It's an interesting question. I'm gonna ask the Saber guys, because in the same fashion you can just withdraw in Sol. Why would anybody withdraw in Sol?
Oh, I mean, you could use Sol on like other platforms. MSOL is like pretty limited. So I guess that's why people withdraw in Sol, I think.
Like you will withdraw MSOL and then go and stake that MSOL and take more Sol, right?
Oh yeah, that's true. But like since Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, like you're right. Yeah, rationally it makes sense to just get MSOL and then go to Marinade and get the soul. Yeah, you're
Exactly,
right.
and do a slow one stake and not pay any penalty and receive all the staking rewards. And this is the reason the pool is constantly unbalanced, because why would any sane person that's not in a hurry to sell to drop their soul in the market, why would they take out simple Solana? You need to be in a hurry to sell. Which
Yeah,
again, you can
yeah,
just
that's
sell the MSOL. There is a market for MSOL. There's a serum market for MSOL.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, probably just I think a lot of people are not even aware of the mechanics behind it. They just have a lot of soul, and they just deposit soul, and then when they go out by soul. They never touch M soul, I think.
Yeah, let's see, let's see. I'm keeping track, and I'm trying to understand exactly how this the mechanics behind the the hood.
Yeah, I'm a fan of Marinade. I think it's a cool project for sure.
Yes, yes, you should go check Socian. They're doing exactly the same, and that's why Parrot is launching the Pi Soul. So they gather all the liquid staking solutions under one token in order to be
Oh yeah,
used
yeah.
as collateral.
I read the Pi article, right? Like basically you will be able to deposit all these MSOL or these other stake tokens, and then they give you PSOL, which is then like a fungible stake token, right?
Exactly, exactly. It's a fungible liquid Solana staking token. Staked Solana. Man, that's it. I think we've been speaking for almost an hour. You gave us great insight for the project. Oh, last question before I close. Why did you rebrand Soteria, man? Salvation, the Greek word.
Yeah. We rebranded because there's actually a Soteria already in like there's a project called Soteria in on Binance Smart Chain, and we just wanted to avoid confusion and decided to rebrand.
Who came up with the name Soteria? Like, did you know what it means in Greek? Hello.
Hello,
Okay.
I can hear you. Yeah.
Who came up with the name Soteria in the beginning? Did you know
Uh,
the definition of Soteria in Greek?
yeah. It's salvation. Yeah, I mean, I came up with the name. Basically, I was looking for. I Googled stability and Greek goddess, and then Soteria came up, and that's how I chose the name.
It's a good name. It's a good name. It's a female name. It's
Yeah.
not that uncommon in Greece, to be honest.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, there's like this custom I would like of naming your project after Greek goddesses or gods, like mythology kind of.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Or the
And yeah, a lot of people do that. So I
yeah, yeah.
went with
Greek
that too.
names, man. Look at the corona, the corona variants. They're all Greek names.
Delta. Yeah. 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 It's true. I guess it sounds cool.
Everybody's a little bit familiar.
Yeah.
Man, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming here. Thank you so much for dropping all this alpha. We are so looking forward on the governance token, the stablecoin, and really, really looking forward on seeing it working with all our favorite DeFi platforms.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. I'm super excited to get the project out, and really excited to get to connect with the community. And thanks for having me.
We had over 100 people watching live, so I'll prepare the video. I'm going to share it with you. Thank you to the audience. Thank you all for being here, and
Thank you.
see you very soon. Take care, guys. Stay strong,
Yeah.
and may your portfolios remain green for the rest of the week, at least.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Alright, guys, that was it. I'm gonna close the stage, guys, and thank you once again. We're going to release the transcript, the video. I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna drop it on Twitter, on all the other social media platforms. Thank you. Stay strong and stay safe. Now the two of us. I don't have a lot of time. I'm gonna go bounce. I need to go see a friend. Before we go, though, guys, it's very interesting stuff. It's very interesting that what the difficulties are in other chains, the way the peg is maintained, and what kind of liquidity mining will see some early rewards. Like guys, like we got like. Go check the investors. The investors they've gathered are top notch. I look forward. So we said this is something we should look for in September and in October. Participate in the DevNet to get some rewards, and then participate in the early liquidity mining to get even more rewards. I also wanna remind everybody that Perts is dropping the NFTs. I see here. Perts is dropping his crypto moons. The pixel moon. You can find these. Why don't you put the fucking links, Perts? Where are the links, bro? The Paris Hilton Pixel Moon is coming. Yeah, I watched that. Where are the links? You should put more links. Here. You should put direct links. Links to the auction, man. You should put direct links. It took me too long to find the fucking link. By the way, guys, I bought 10 coins of Looney. Where's the whale's friend? Here's the whale's friend. Starting bid, place bid. Here you go. Let's start at so I started mining stuff in Looney. Liquidity farming. I bought $10 of Looney, 10 coins of Looney. That's like $3,000. Let's see what we're gonna get. So I went here, Luna yield. So this is a cross-chain yield aggregator between Polygon, Solana, and Binance Chain. As you see, I have 1.6% of the Ray pool. I have a little bit of money in the USDC and a little bit of Looney, like 9.8 coins. It's interesting, guys. It's a very interesting project. I'm going to look at it a little bit more, and we're gonna talk about it extensively on the Sunday stream. Shout out to Perts again for using the Grape marketplace for making this amazing pixel art. Yeah, and thank you guys for coming into the AMA. I promised I'm gonna give a couple of OGs. I took 2 screenshots of the audience. I'm going to make sure to give some NFTs. Again, thank you. Important to understand how stablecoins work. Important to understand how if there is anything for us in these new projects in Solana, and it just shows where Solana is going, guys. It just shows the DeFi scene is exploding. On that note, I want to bounce off. We're going to the moon, guys. We're going to the moon with Solana, with DeFi on Solana, with Grape, with everything. Stay around. Lots of alpha is coming. Lots of alpha. So many things are happening, guys. This Luna thing, the DXL play, Dex Labs has been giving us so much money. As I said, I sold a little bit of Orca. I bought a little bit of Port. I bought a little bit of Looney, and I'm farming in the vaults. That's it. Thank you, Chris Lux. Thank you for for the great words. Oh, last thing, guys. Port Finance Gate has opened, and it costs 20 port to join. Not costs, you just need to hold it. But people that are in the Grape port gate, if they use the port vaults, they will be minting more. They have an additional booster in their minting of port while using the vaults. So this is super interesting. Port is doing a 40,000 port reward for early liquidity mining, and Grape members get an additional booster. So pretty fucking awesome. Go explore this gate. Go check Pert's NFTs. Go to nft.grape.network and you'll see the Pixel Moons. You'll see Whale's Friend. You'll see Serum. You'll see Zeta Markets. You'll see the Dude's Sake. You'll see all the big things. And hopefully soon a Paris Hilton. I might bid on the Paris Hilton as well. On that note, guys, I'm gonna let you go. I love you all. I look forward on. I had no beers. I had a shitty Coke. I look forward on streaming together on Saturday morning. We're gonna do a community stream, quick rundown of what's going on in Grape. Maybe drink our coffee together. It's the different time zone stream. Sunday we're gonna do our normal stream. I'm gonna drop quite a lot of alpha. Lots of things have been happening. I have a bunch of notes about new strategies being developed, and I have some cool news as well. That's it. On that note, hold Bitcoin, hold Solana, farm Solana, do your risk management so you can sleep well. Take care. I love you.